What happens when a woman suddenly realizes she's lost someone irreplaceable? Not just any man, but one who was built on unwavering discipline, strength, and true character. Initially, she doesn't feel the weight of it. She convinces herself that parting ways was the right choice. Maybe she even feels relieved, thinking the future holds better opportunities, convinced the grass is greener. But then things change. She starts to feel a deep silence, an emptiness that she never saw coming. Most people expect a man to respond in typical, predictable ways. Pleading, sending messages, seeking closure, begging for another chance. But the man who truly understands himself, he does the opposite. He doesn't chase. He doesn't cry for another shot. He doesn't waste energy questioning the past. He knows one truth. Her choices are hers alone to make, and he won't let her decisions shape his identity. At first, she might think his calmness is a sign of weakness. She may believe he's still clinging to hope, waiting for her to come back. But over time, doubt creeps in. Why hasn't he reached out? Why does he seem so unaffected by it all? Why does it feel like he's thriving without her? And that's when the realization hits. He wasn't dependent on her to feel whole. She was just a part of his story, and now he's focused on writing the next chapter without her. As she watches him grow, it becomes painfully clear. The man she lost was never her to begin with. This is the power of emotional self-mastery. The ultimate strength lies in being unshakable, in turning pain into fuel for growth. A man who's truly grounded doesn't crumble in the face of loss. He rises from it, becoming something greater. Pain fades, but true power endures. If you're ready to reclaim your power and master your emotions, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below with "Power is forever." Let's get started on your journey to becoming unstoppable. The first stage, the crushing pain. When heartbreak and betrayal strike, the pain feels like it's suffocating. It's not just the loss, it's the sting of betrayal, the gut-punch realization that someone you trusted, someone you gave everything to, walked away as though you never mattered. It's the sleepless nights, the relentless thoughts that circle your mind, the gaping emptiness that fills every waking moment. The questions pile up, and you find yourself replaying every second, searching for clues, wondering what went wrong. But no matter how many times you search, no answers will ever bring peace. For most men, this is where everything falls apart. They get lost in their emotions, turning to unhealthy distractions. Some attempt to beg and plead, lowering themselves in an attempt to win her back. Others fall into dark habits, self-destructive behaviors, drinking, isolating, or jumping into meaningless relationships, hoping to fill the space she left behind. But all of it is a trap. None of it will heal you, none of it will bring her back. A man with emotional control sees this pain for what it truly is, an opportunity for growth, a chance to rise above what most men can't. He doesn't avoid the pain, nor does he allow it to drown him. He acknowledges it, accepts it, and then transforms it into fuel. Pain is the most powerful teacher, only for those who are ready to learn. The truth is simple. She's not coming back. And even if she does, it won't be for the reasons you hope. A woman never regrets leaving a man who stays broken. She regrets losing the man who uses his pain as a stepping stone to become stronger, colder, and more powerful. The man she left behind must die in that moment, and in his place, a new version must rise, one that no longer seeks her approval, one who doesn't crumble when faced with loss. This is your turning point. You can either break down or you can transform into something unbreakable. The pain you feel now is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Let the weak stay trapped in their grief. Let the ordinary beg for answers. But you will evolve. If you're ready to take control of your emotions and rise above the pain, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with, "I rise above my emotions. They don't control me." Stage 2. The moment of release. There comes a point where the pain no longer dominates your life. The sleepless nights, the endless overthinking, and the emotional weight gradually begin to fade. Not because you received an apology, not because you found closure, but because you finally face the truth. She made her choice, and now it's time for you to make yours. This is your pivotal moment, the shift where you stop fighting reality and begin embracing it. The weak man remains trapped in the past, replaying memories that no longer serve him. He clings to what's gone, hoping for a different ending, too stubborn to accept that it's over. But the Stoic man, he lets go, not to prove anything to her, but for his own sake. The real betrayal is holding on to someone who walked away. You cannot force someone to see your value, and you certainly cannot make someone love you. The more you chase, the more power you give them. The moment you stop seeking validation, stop chasing for answers, stop needing her, you unlock your freedom. This is the part that catches her off guard. She assumed you'd chase. She thought you'd stay lingering in the background, waiting for her to change her mind. But instead, you disappear, not just from her view, but emotionally too. You take her out of your thoughts, your energy, your actions, and that's when everything shifts. The second you stop needing her is the moment she starts feeling the weight of your absence. This is the decision that divides the strong from the weak. A real man doesn't dwell on what was. He moves forward, building a better future. And when you make the conscious choice to let go, you step into a new version of yourself, one that doesn't wait, doesn't hope, and certainly doesn't break. If you're ready to release the past and embrace the future, like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment below saying, "I do not chase, I attract." Stage 3. The strength in silence. Why disappear without a word? Silence is the ultimate form of power. It's a tool that most men fail to grasp. They believe the only way to be heard is through words, explanations, or begging for closure. But the truth is, nothing is more powerful than complete silence. When you stop reacting, stop reaching out, stop trying to prove your worth, you force her to confront the consequences of her own choices. And that's more impactful than any argument you could ever make. At first, she won't even notice. She'll think it's a game, waiting for you to break the silence, for you to crawl back. But as the days pass, as your name stops popping up on her phone, as the absence of you becomes impossible to ignore, something starts to change. Doubt creeps in. The certainty she once had begins to crack. She starts wondering, why hasn't he reached out? Why does he seem so calm? Did I make a mistake? By staying silent, you disrupt her expectations. She anticipated emotion, reaction, and desperation, but instead, she's met with nothing. That silence becomes an echo, resonating louder with each passing day. And the reality hits her. People only realize the value of something once it's no longer there to grasp. But this isn't about getting revenge. It's not about making her regret her decision. This is about reclaiming your power. You are no longer a pawn in her game. You are no longer lurking in the background, waiting for her approval. Now, you control your own story, not hers. And that's all that matters. Silence isn't weakness. It's not giving up. It's mastery. It's the hallmark of a man who knows his own worth. A man who refuses to let his emotions govern him. She may have walked away, but she will never forget the man who never begged for her return. If you're ready to embrace your power and let your silence speak louder than words, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with, "My silence speaks volumes." Stage 4. The transformation. becoming the best version of yourself. She thought you'd fall apart. She believed you would get stuck in the past, replaying the memories while she moved on without a second thought. But what she could never have foreseen, what she didn't expect, is that losing her would become the catalyst for your greatest transformation. While she sought distractions to fill the void, you were busy evolving. This is where most men get it wrong. They waste their time trying to prove their worth to someone who no longer values it. But a man who knows his worth doesn't need to prove anything. He focuses on improving everything: his body, his mind, his purpose. Every ounce of energy once given to her is now redirected into himself. The gym becomes his sanctuary. His body becomes a symbol of his dedication. His finances grow, his ambitions sharpen, and his social influence expands. He embraces the man he was always meant to be, no longer grieving the past, but building an unstoppable future. And as you rise, she's left watching from the sidelines. Perhaps she hears about your success through mutual friends, or maybe she stumbles upon a photo of you looking stronger, sharper, and more confident than ever. That's when it hits her. You weren't destroyed by the breakup. You were reborn by it. This is the moment you realize you were never the one who lost. You were the prize all along. The only difference now is that you finally see it. And nothing is more powerful, more magnetic than a man who has mastered himself. Let this be your driving force, not to win her back, but to ensure you never become the man who would ever want her back. Because the true glow-up isn't just about looking better, it's about becoming untouchable. If you're ready to transform and become the best version of yourself, like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment below with "I built myself for myself." Stage 5. The awakening, realizing what she lost. At first, leaving didn't even faze her. She was sure she could replace you, convinced she made the right choice. Maybe for a time she even felt relief, thinking the future would be brighter without you in it. But as time goes on, something unexpected begins to seep in: doubt. She checks her phone, scrolling through old conversations, but there's nothing new from you. She glances at her notifications, hoping to see your name, but it's never there. Days turn into weeks, and the realization hits her. You never chased her. You never begged. You simply vanished. And that absence, that silence she once brushed off, now echoes louder than any words could. Here's the truth. People never truly value something they think they can always get back. The second you stopped making yourself available, you became priceless. She starts to wonder, did she make a mistake? Did she misjudge you? She sees your transformation, hears about your success, and notices that you've moved on without hesitation. That's when the regret starts to settle in. She thought leaving you gave her power, but now she realizes the real power was always yours. You weren't the one who lost. You were never her loss. She was the one who let go of something irreplaceable. The best part? You don't care anymore. That man, the one who would have begged for her back, no longer exists. You've outgrown her. This is the awakening she never anticipated. The moment she realizes you were never the one to be replaced. You were the one she should have held on to. Now, she's nothing more than a bystander watching your journey unfold. If you're ready to embrace your power and move forward with no regrets, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. She lost me, not the other way around. Stage 6. The test. When she comes back. Just when you've finally moved on, just when you've become the man you were always meant to be, she reappears. It may start small, a random message, a like on your post, or a comment on an old picture. Maybe she reaches out through a mutual friend, hoping to get the word to you. She'll play it off as casual, as if she's simply checking in. But you and I both know what's really going on. She's testing the waters. She thought you'd always be there, an insurance policy, a backup. But now that she's seen you rise, now that you've become untouchable, she wants back in. The man she walked away from is now the man she wants. But here's the real question: will you let her back in? Most men fail this test. They mistake her reaching out as a sign that she's finally realized their value. But a Stoic man sees the situation for what it really is. He doesn't react. He doesn't fall back into old patterns. He doesn't crave validation from someone who once questioned his worth. Because the hard truth is, if she truly saw your value, she would have never left. You owe her nothing. No explanations, no second chances, no part in the life you've worked so hard to rebuild. The moment you let her back in, you're telling her that you've been waiting for her return. But when you stay indifferent, when you stay focused on your journey and your purpose, you show her the ultimate lesson. Losing you was her mistake, not yours. This is the ultimate test of self-control, the final step in mastering yourself. She may come back, but the real power lies in knowing you don't need her to feel complete. If you're ready to take back your power and show that you're not an option, but the prize, like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am not an option, I am the prize. Stage 7. The psychological flip. When she regrets leaving. At first, she was sure she made the right decision. She believed she could do better, that something greater was waiting for her. But now, as she watches the man you've become, she realizes how wrong she was. Regret doesn't strike all at once. It creeps in slowly, like a shadow that grows darker with every reminder of you. She sees your success, hears about your achievements, notices the way others admire you, how women who never paid attention before are now drawn to you. And then it hits her. She didn't leave a weak man. She left someone who was still growing, and now he's out of her reach. Regret is a force unlike any other. It's not just about missing someone, it's about realizing that you've made an irreversible mistake. She replays the moments she took for granted, the loyalty she didn't value, the future she could have had by your side. But the hardest pill for her to swallow? You no longer care. This is the psychological flip she never expected. The moment she craves your presence the most is the moment you no longer need her. And there's nothing more magnetic than a man who is completely, undeniably self-sufficient. She thought leaving you would make you weak, but instead, it pushed you to become the strongest version of yourself. And now, she's the one who suffers in silence, wishing she had stayed. This is why you never chase, why you never beg. Because one day, the very woman who walked away will be left watching from a distance, wishing she had fought to keep you. If you're ready to embrace your power, never look back, and become untouchable, like this video, subscribe, and comment below, I am free, I am untouchable. Stage 8. The true victory, winning without revenge. Most men waste their energy trying to make a point. They want her to see how successful they've become, to regret walking away, to feel the same pain they once felt. But a Stoic man? He doesn't bother with any of that. His victory isn't in making her suffer. It's in becoming so powerful, so focused on his own growth, that her absence no longer matters. The real win isn't revenge. It's reaching a point where her opinions, her regrets, her presence have no impact on your life whatsoever. She could apologize, she could beg, she could even cry. It wouldn't change a thing, because your life no longer revolves around her. It's about you now. This is where most men fail. They stay emotionally chained to the past, still craving validation, still searching for closure. But the man she truly regrets losing is the one who moved on without a second thought. He doesn't hold grudges. He doesn't carry bitterness. He simply rises. You don't win by getting her back. You win by not needing her back. You win by becoming so consumed with your own purpose, your growth, your evolution, that her regrets are nothing but noise in the background. She lost a real man, and now she must live with that reality. But you've already moved forward. This is the moment you stop thinking about her altogether. When your future is so crystal clear, so locked in, that the past has no hold on you. And that is the true power. If you're ready to choose peace over drama, growth over regret, like this video, subscribe and comment below. I choose peace over pettiness. Stage 9. The final message. Living unapologetically stoic. This is where your journey comes full circle. You began in pain, lost and searching for answers that would never come. But now you stand as a completely different man. You've built yourself from the ground up. You've mastered your emotions. You've become the type of person who doesn't just control his actions, but commands his entire life. And that is what true strength is about. It's not about revenge or proving people wrong. It's about becoming so powerful within yourself that nothing external can shake you. A woman leaving doesn't break you. Someone doubting you doesn't faze you. Losing something doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like an opportunity to rebuild and rise even higher. At the heart of Stoicism lies one undeniable truth. A man who controls himself controls the world. While others react emotionally, you remain calm. While others chase validation, you stay focused on your purpose. While others dwell on the past, you create your future. And this is why you will always come out on top. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't look back. You move forward, unapologetically, unshaken, untouchable. Now, you don't need to hear her regrets. You don't need an apology. You don't need closure, because in truth, you've already won. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I am the master of my fate. This mindset is what separates the weak from the strong, the ordinary from the unstoppable. Pain is temporary, but how you respond to it defines who you become. She thought she could walk away and leave you broken, but instead, you evolved into someone who doesn't even think about her anymore. That is true power. Take this lesson to heart. You are always in control, not of her decisions, not of the past, but of yourself. The moment you master your emotions, the moment you stop seeking validation from anyone else, you become the man who cannot be shaken. So, ask yourself, will you be the man who stays trapped in the past? Or will you be the man who adapts, evolves, and dominates his future? The choice is yours. If this message resonated with you, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss another one. And before you leave, comment below, I control my destiny. Stay strong, stay focused, and never give anyone the power to define you.